want to tell you something that happened to a friend of mine named Aaron. He didn't survive long enough to share it himself, but he left behind a voice recording. Everything I'm about to tell you comes from that recording, and from what investigators found afterward. This is the story of room 329 at the Briarwood Lodge. Day 1 check-in. Aaron checked into the hotel on a Tuesday evening. He was tired from driving all day and just wanted a place to sleep. The moment he entered room 329, he said the air felt strange, cold and heavy, like he had opened the door to a basement. The room smelled like rusty metal, not dirty, not moldy, just cold and metallic, like old tools after rain. But Aaron wasn't the type to complain. He shrugged it off, set his bags down, and tried to relax. The first night aged around 1 in the morning. He started hearing tapping, not loud, not threatening, but steady. Tap. Tap, tap. Tap. At first he thought it was pipes cooling or someone in the next room. Then he realized something. There were no guests in the rooms beside him. Still, he tried to ignore it, but the tapping turned into scratching. Slow, long scratches, coming from inside the wall behind the headboard. He knocked on the wall and said, "Cut it out." The scratching stopped. For a moment, he was relieved. He started to lie back down. Then he heard a whisper, right next to his ear. A soft, breathy voice said, "Closer." That was the end of his first recording. Day 2, the SML of this morning. Aaron sounded tired and confused. He said the room smelled worse now, not like metal anymore, but like something dead had been rotting behind the walls. He searched the room, checked the bathroom, even looked under the mattress. Nothing. But the smell was strongest near the headboard. And when he pressed his ear to the wall, he heard tapping again. Right on the other side. Tap. Tap, tap. He jumped back and called the front desk. They told him maintenance would come and asked him to stay in the room until they arrived. He thought that wording was strange. "I'll stay," he said. But he left the door unlocked. Just in case. Maintenance never came. The second night Aaron didn't want to sleep in the bed again, so he sat in a chair across the room. But around 2 in the morning, he heard knocking. This time not from the walls. It came from the bathroom door. 3 slow knocks. He whispered into the recorder, "There's someone in the bathroom." But he knew that wasn't possible. He had checked. He would have seen. Someone entered. The bathroom door creaked open, very slowly. Aaron froze. He said he could feel someone staring at him from the darkness inside the bathroom. Footsteps came out, slow, heavy, dragging footsteps. He held the recorder close. You could hear his breathing shaking. Then something stood right in front of him. He didn't see a person. He didn't see a shadow. He just felt a presence. And he heard it breathe wet, raspy, like someone drowning. The voice whispered, "Why did you knock?" Aaron ran. He ran out of the room, down the hallway, to the front desk. He tried to tell the clerk what happened, but she looked genuinely confused and terrified. She told him, "Sir, room 329 is not assigned to any guest. It's sealed. No one should be inside." Aaron insisted he had been checked in there. He showed her the key card. She shook her head and told him something he didn't know. 4 years earlier, a man had been found dead inside the walls of room 329. He had clawed them apart from the inside. There was no explanation for how he ended up there. After that incident, the hotel sealed the room. But 3 months ago, the boards were torn off from the inside. Guests who accidentally walked into the room reported hearing scratching and whispers, asking them to come closer. Aaron left the hotel immediately. The clerk begged him to stay in the lobby, but he said he wanted to drive home. That was the last time anyone saw him. The final REC at about 4 a.m. Aaron made his last recording while driving. He said he could still hear the whispering. Not outside anymore. Inside. Inside. His head. Inside his body. He pulled over on the highway. The recorder picked up his footsteps as he got out of the car. He kept saying, "Get out of me. Please get out." And then Scratching started again. Not on the walls. Not on the door. On his skin, like something underneath was trying to claw its way out. He screamed, choking like he was suffocating. And then a voice, the same voice he heard in the room, spoke through his mouth. But it didn't sound like him at all. It said, "Room for two." The recorder fell to the ground. Someone walked away. But only one pair of footsteps. Aaron's body was never found. What they found a late 2 days later. Workers at the Hotlard scratching inside. Room 329 again. They opened it. The wall behind the headboard was freshly clawed deep. Desperate marks. And in the center of the wall, someone had carved, "Thank you for knocking." I want you to imagine something. It's late at night. Your house is quiet. You're alone in your room, and someone calls your name. Not from the hallway, not from the door, but from outside your second-floor window. That's what happened to me 3 years ago. And it never really stopped. Let me tell you everything. The first call, 11:42 p.m. I was a college student at the time, living in a small rented house. My bedroom was on the second floor facing the backyard. The nearest neighbor was about 100 feet away. It was late. I was on my laptop with headphones on. At some point, I saw something move in my peripheral vision. A shadow passing by my window. I paused my music. I listened. Nothing. Probably a branch or something. I thought. Then I heard it. Someone whispered my name. "Michael." Right outside my window. I jumped up immediately. But I told myself I must have imagined it. When you stay up too late, your brain starts playing tricks. I went to bed trying to forget about it. The second call, 1:15. Ami woke up to a tapping sound. My window had blinds on it, so I couldn't see outside. But the tapping kept going. Tap. Tap, tap, tap. Then the voice whispered again. Soft, wet, close. "Michael, open up." My blood froze. Whoever it was, they were right outside my window. On the second floor, there was no balcony, no ladder, no tree branches close enough. Someone would have had to climb the siding of the house. I didn't move, didn't breathe. After maybe a minute, the tapping stopped, and I heard something slide downward, like someone's fingers dragging across the glass as they slowly climbed down. I stayed awake until sunrise. In the morning, I checked the window. Nothing. No footprints. No marks, no signs of someone climbing. I convinced myself it was a dream, but it wasn't. The third call, 3:03 a.m. 2 nights later. It happened again. I was asleep, dead asleep, and suddenly, I heard his voice. "Michael, hey, look at me." This time it wasn't soft or whispery. It sounded impatient, hungry. I sat up shaking. The voice came again, deeper this time. "I know you're awake." Every instinct I had told me not to open the blinds, not to look. So I didn't. But I couldn't sit there doing nothing. I grabbed my phone and dialed 911. The moment I pressed call, the tapping on the window stopped. Dead silent. When the operator answered, I whispered that someone was outside my second floor window calling my name. She told me officers were on the way, and to stay on the line. I listened. Nothing. Not a single noise outside. When the police arrived, they searched the property, the roof, the siding. Nothing. No footprints in the dirt. No scuff marks on the wall. No broken branches. Probably a prank, they said. But I knew what I heard. I knew someone had been right there, inches from my face. The fourth call. Early morning. Didn't sleep the rest of that night. I sat in bed with the lights on until the sun came up. I finally dozed off around 7 a.m. when I woke up 2 hours later. I saw something new. A handprint on the outside of my window. Not a full hand. Just the fingertips. 5 long, thin smudges running down the glass. Like someone had rested their fingers there while leaning in. I called my landlord. Said someone had been outside the house. He told me the security camera by the garage caught nothing. He looked confused when I told him the voice called me by name. How would anyone know it's your room? He asked. I didn't have an answer. The 5th call, moving guy decided to move out. No hesitation, I boxed everything up and planned to leave the next day. That night, my room felt wrong.
Too quiet, like the house was holding its breath. Around 11 p.m.
I heard something hit my window. Not tapping, a
heavy through the dot like a body slamming into it. I froze. Then the voice came louder than ever. Michael! Let me in.
I could hear nails scratching down the siding, like someone trying to climb up again. I grabbed a lamp and stood as far from the window as I could. The voice grew deeper, angrier. I've been waiting. Don't move away. The scratching got faster. Then something hit the window again. Hard enough to rattle it. I thought the glass would break. I ran out of the room, down the stairs, and out the front door. I sat in my car until sunrise. When I finally went upstairs in the morning, my window was cracked. Not shattered, just a single long crack from the top corner to the center. And on the glass, there were scratch marks, deep ones. I left that house within the hour. After moving out, moved across town to an apartment on the 3rd floor. No yard, no nearby trees, no easy way up. For a while things were quiet, until one night, about 4 months later, I woke up to a familiar sound. Tap, tap, tap. My
heart dropped. Then I heard him. A whisper, but not outside. This time,
he whispered from inside the room, right next to the closet. Michael.
No windows to climb now. I didn't move. Couldn't move. He spoke again. Don't worry. I found another way in. I gave up that apartment the next day. I don't live alone anymore.
I stay with relatives now. I sleep with a locked door and a chair wedged under the handle. But almost every night, around 3 a.m.,
I hear tapping. Sometimes on the door.
Sometimes on the floor. And sometimes right next to my bed, I hear that same whisper. Look at me. I never do. I'm afraid that if I look directly at him, he'll finally have what he's been waiting for.